The child in the attic. The rain fell hard against the roof that night. Emma and her husband Daniel had just moved into their new countryside home in Pennsylvania. The house was old, far older than they were told. The wooden beams creaked, the wallpaper peeled in the corners, and every hallway seemed a little too narrow, like the house itself was pressing in on them. But the strangest part, the attic, the realtor never showed it to them. There was no ladder, no stairs leading up, yet Emma swore she heard movement from above on their very first night. It wasn't rats, it wasn't the wind, it was footsteps, small, quick, childlike footsteps running back and forth above their bedroom. At first, Daniel brushed it off, but Emma couldn't sleep. At 3:17 a.m., she heard it again. A laugh. A child's laugh. The next day, Daniel searched the house and found a narrow wooden hatch hidden behind a closet. A ladder was tucked inside, leading up into darkness. Against his better judgment, he climbed up. The attic was huge, filled with broken furniture and boxes covered in decades of dust. The air was thick, heavy, like it hadn't been touched in years. And then he saw it. A child's rocking chair, sitting in the middle of the attic, slowly rocking back and forth. Daniel froze. There was no wind, no draft, yet the chair kept moving. Suddenly, a small handprint appeared on the dusty floorboards, then another, and another, leading straight toward him. He stumbled back, heart racing, until Emma called his name from below. He looked down for just a moment. When he turned back, the rocking chair had stopped, and standing beside it was a small figure, pale, thin, with eyes far too black for any child. The attic slammed shut that night. Emma found Daniel sitting on the floor, pale and shaking, refusing to speak. He wouldn't go near the attic again, but the sounds grew worse. The child's laughter turned into whispers. The whispers became screams, and Emma began to see things too. In the mirrors, in the corners, a little boy, always watching. One evening, desperate for answers, Emma asked the neighbors about the house. An elderly woman across the street looked horrified when she heard the address. That attic, she whispered. A family used to live there. Their boy disappeared. They searched for months, never found him. They say his parents locked him up there when he got sick, and he never came back down. Emma's blood ran cold, because every night, at 3:17, the child still came back, and last night, she swore she heard him whisper her name. This was only the beginning. The child in the attic is still waiting. Do you dare to hear what happens next? The night after Emma heard her name whispered, she refused to sleep. She sat in the living room, the lights on, clutching her phone like a weapon. At 3:17 a.m., the sound came again. Not footsteps this time, not laughter, but knocking. From above, 3 sharp knocks on the attic floorboards, as if something inside was trying to get out. Emma's phone buzzed in her hand. A new message. It was from Daniel, but Daniel was asleep beside her on the couch. The message read, "Come upstairs." Emma's breath caught in her throat. She looked at Daniel still sleeping and then back at the phone. Another message appeared, this time slower, like the letters were being typed one by one. "He's waiting." The lights flickered. The knocking grew louder. Furniture rattled as the whole house seemed to shake. Emma screamed, waking Daniel. But when he opened his eyes, they were not his eyes at all, just hollow, black voids. Emma stumbled back as Daniel stood, smiling with the child's voice echoing from his mouth. "Play with me." The attic hatch slammed open above them. Darkness poured down like smoke. A small figure crawled out, its movements jerky, unnatural. It was the boy, but his face was twisted, broken. His mouth stretched into a smile that should never belong to a child. The last thing Emma saw was his tiny hand reaching out toward her. Before everything went black. The house is still there today. Room lights still flicker at exactly 3:17 a.m., and neighbors swear sometimes you can hear a woman screaming inside, but no one lives there anymore. If you made it this far, you've already stepped inside the attic. Subscribe, and tell us in the comments what kind of nightmare you want next, because in this channel, your fears become real.